last year I had my fourth world tour, and I moved to LA. There are two reasons why we moved to LA, because the one of them is education for our daughters, because I started studying English 8 years ago. I'm still suffering.
Doing a very good job.
Thank you. So I didn't. I don't want them to go through the same path. So the one of them is education, and the second one is opportunities to be able to work with other great musicians or producers in the States, who made a history of music and culture. So yeah, that experience as an actor in a film, gave me a lot of opportunities. I really thank Angie and the other great cast and crew members.
How important is it for you to build your fan base here in London?
It's the power of music. Nowadays, many kind of, crucial, stupid, problems and issues are going on, from TV shows. So with music, the music cannot change the world, but music can change the people who make the world. So, I was born and raised in Tokyo. In Japan, but beyond the language or skin color or cultural differences, we can unite, even at the concert, we share the moment. And then, it's really important, especially in this kind of, generation.
And you're performing in London this weekend.
Yes.
What do your London audiences have to look forward to from the show?
I don't know, just released my new album. The others I recorded in Nashville.
Which I've heard that you wrote some of it in London, is that right?
Previous album I recorded in London. Always it's pretty tough to sing in English. It's kind of torture for me, but every time I come to London, I have a great time with the audience. People love music here. There's a long history of music here, so I'm so excited to rock out with my audience and share the moment. And
we're really excited that you'll be performing for us on London Live a little later in the programme, and viewers will get the chance to see your incredible talent, why you're described as the samurai guitarist.
I don't know, just people in Europe started calling me like that, and then, samurai, it sounds serious, just so in the beginning I was like, whoa, it's maybe too much, but now, I'm proud of being Asian and Japanese and then being here to share the moment with the audience all over the world. So I don't kill people, I just rock people with my guitar. So that's what I do. So I'm very, very happy to be here.
And tell us about the song you'll be performing for us later in the program.
That's my kind of, signature track, and I stop the strings. So it's more kind of passion and expression, of art and thought and a message. So I just want you to enjoy it.
Miyavi, this is your first movie. Can you talk a little bit about the process of getting the role and what excited you about it?
So, first of all, it happened out of the blue. And there's a Japanese casting director, Yoko, who cast Ken Watanabe to Last Samurai, who's the bridge between Hollywood and Japanese movie industry. And she came over to my office in Tokyo all of a sudden. And then she kept asking me what kind of music I do as a musician, and what kind of film I like, and who's my favorite actor. And I answered Angelina Jolie. But she didn't tell me about this film or who's going to be the director of this film. She just left. And a couple weeks later, I met Angie in Tokyo, and we talked about this film. But before I met her, I wasn't sure that if I was capable, because no experience as an actor, such a big role and controversial story, and it's all in English, because, I'm still having a hard time, when I talk in English. So I was initially hesitant to tackle this role. But when I met Angie in Tokyo, she said she wanted to create something meaningful and which could be a bridge between Japan and America, even countries which have been having similar issues in conflict. And this story could be happened anywhere, and it might be happening somewhere. So it's not about the war, it's all about message of Louis Zamperini, forgiveness, unbroken spirit, and how strong a human being can be. So I thought to deliver this message to the audience is really meaningful to be a part of this creation, even, such a villain in the story. I thought this is really meaningful. That's why I was able to make a decision to tackle this role.
You do play the villain of the story, a true person, Watanabe the bird.
Yeah.
But you make him complex, not
Yeah.
one-dimensional. That was important to you?
Yes, a lot. And it's so responsible. Because I've never met Watanabe, Mr. Watanabe, because he passed away. And we got an article that he was writing about the days he was hiding in a mountain for 7 years, escaping from his criminal acts. And then he was saying how much he wanted to see his mother. So from the article, we were able to find his weakness. And he was also struggling and scared. That's this completely different, dimension from what we heard or learned from the book. So Angie and I talked about this character, and we didn't want to portray him as a typical villain or who's one-dimensional, keeps yelling, kicking, intimidating. More vulnerable and sensitive person. So that was my mission, most important mission on this project.
How would you compare performing, if they're comparable at all, the music live, with performing as an actor in a movie?
It was like, I was able to find a similarity between acting and performing on stage, because, I had no technique or skill as an actor, but thanks to the fact I was able to focus on not to act, and I learned how important to put emotion and passion into the performance. It don't have to be, you don't have to have technique. It's all about passion and emotion and what you want to deliver to the audience. So, yeah, to get to the character, I was like, trying to imagine, what if these guys kill my family? I would do anything to protect them. That's insane and intense, but that's the extreme condition and situation everybody was in the war. So the war is difficult for everyone, and for me, that was this really precious moment to learn many things from this experience as an artist. So.